introduction and the final chapter here. We're in part 4, Extending Markets, Chapter 16, The Global Marketplace. Learning Objectives 1. Discuss how the international trade system and the economic, political, legal, and cultural environments affect a company's international marketing decisions. 2. Describe 3 key approaches to entering international markets. 3. Explain how companies adapt their marketing strategies and mixes for international markets. 4. Identify the 3 major forms of international marketing organization. Direct marketing benefits. What is a global firm? A firm that, by operating in more than one country, gains R&D, that's research and development, production, marketing, and financial advantages in its costs and reputation that are not available to purely domestic competitors. Exhibit 16.1. Many companies have now made the world their market. Nearly 60% of Apple's sales come from outside the Americas. Decisions in international marketing. Figure 16.1, major international marketing decisions. So there's a bunch of boxes here, and it starts at the left, looking at the global marketing environment, and an arrow to the right, deciding whether to go global, deciding which markets to enter, deciding how to enter the market, deciding on the global marketing program, deciding on the global marketing organization. The international trade system, tariffs or duties, quotas, exchange controls, non-tariff trade barriers. Exhibit 16.2. Non-tariff trade barriers. Walmart and other foreign businesses in China appear to receive unusually close scrutiny and harsh treatment from Chinese authorities, aimed at boosting the fortunes of local Chinese competitors. And there's Walmart there. It says 沃尔玛购物广场, so it's Walmart Supercenter. 天天平价, so low prices every day. The World Trade Organization, WTO, replaced GATT, G-A-T-T, promotes world trade, reassess trade barriers, imposes trade sanctions, mediates trade disputes. Exhibit 16.3. The WTO promotes trade by reducing tariffs and other international trade barriers. It also imposes international trade sanctions and mediates global trade disputes. Regional free trade zones. Economic communities. European Union, North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and Trans-Pacific Partnership. Exhibit 16.4. Economic communities. The European Union represents one of the world's single largest markets. Its current member countries contain more than 500 million consumers and account for 20% of the world's exports. Economic environment. 2 economic factors reflect the country's attractiveness as a market. And on the left, there's a column that says industrial structure. Subsistence economies, raw material exporting economies, emerging economies, industrializing economies, and industrial economies. On the right, it says income distribution. Industrialized nations may make a wide range of income. Subsistence economies, mostly households with very low family incomes. And then emerging economies may be attractive markets for all kinds of goods. Political legal environment. Factors to consider: the country's attitudes toward international buying, government bureaucracy, political stability, and monetary regulations. Cultural environment. Each country has its own folkways, norms, and taboos. Must understand how culture affects consumer reactions. Exhibit 16.6. The impact of culture on marketing strategy. IKEA customers in China want a lot more from its stores than just affordable Scandinavian designed furniture. Cultural environment. must understand how their strategies affect local cultures. Business norms and behaviors also vary from country to country. Exhibit 16.7, the impact of marketing strategy on culture. Nearly half of all children in China identify McDonald's as a domestic brand. Good work, McDonald's. Deciding which markets to enter. Table 16.1, indicators of market potential. In this category called demographic characteristics, we have education, population size and growth, population age composition. Next category, geographic characteristics, climate, country size, population density, urban rural, transportation structure, and market accessibility. Next category, economic factors, GDP size and growth, income distribution, industrial infrastructure, natural resources, financial and human resources. Next, socio-cultural factors, consumer lifestyles, beliefs and values, business norms and approaches, cultural and social norms, languages, and the last category, political and legal factors, national priorities, political stability, government attitudes toward global trade, government bureaucracy, monetary and trade regulations. Deciding how to enter the market. Figure 16.2, market entry strategies. So there's a purple arrow on the bottom. It says amount of commitment, risk, control, and profit potential. And on the left, there's a box called exporting, indirect, direct, with an arrow going to the middle where there's a box that says joint venturing, licensing, contract manufacturing, management contracting, joint ownership. And then an arrow going to the right, another column says direct investment, assembly facilities, manufacturing facilities. Deciding how to enter the market. Exporting, simplest way to enter foreign market. Indirect exporting, working through independent international marketing intermediaries. Direct exporting, handling their own exports. Deciding how to enter the market. Joint venturing, licensing, contract manufacturing, management contracting, joint ownership. Exhibit 16.8, licensing. In Japan, sun-kissed lemon juice is produced by Mizkan. So deciding how to enter the market, direct investment, developing a foreign-based assembly or manufacturing facility. Exhibit 16.9, Ford has made major direct investments in several countries such as India, China, and Thailand to help satisfy Ford's burgeoning demand in Asian markets. Deciding on the global marketing program, standardized global marketing, using the same marketing strategy approaches and marketing mix worldwide. Adapted global marketing, adjusting the marketing strategy and mix elements to each target market. Involves higher costs with the goal of producing a larger market share and return. Exhibit 16.10, think globally, act locally. By leveraging the power of its global brand, but constantly adapting to the needs and preferences of French consumers and their culture, McDonald's has turned France into its second most profitable world market. Product. 5 strategies are used for adapting product and marketing communication strategies to a global market. Figure 16.3, 5 global product and communication strategies. Communications. All right, so that's on the left-hand axis going vertically, and there's a right-hand axis product. So you see there, straight extension, it means don't change communication or the product. Then we have communication adaptation, which is adapt the communication, not the product. And then we have product adaptation, adapt the product, but don't change communication. Then we have dual adaptation, adapt the communications and the product. And then at the end, there's a box that says develop new product, product invention. So product, 3 product strategies, straight product extension, product adaptation, and product invention. Exhibit 16.12, Product Adaptation. The European and North American versions of the feisty little Fiat 500 look pretty much alike, but to meet the preferences of Canadian and US buyers, Fiat adapted the car's interior from stem to stern, including an enlarged pod of bigger cup holders that are so important to North Americans. Communication. Two communication strategies. One, either adopt the same communication strategy used in the home market promotion. Two, change it for each local market. Communication adaptation. Exhibit 16.14, adapting advertising messages. Whereas Western ads for Unilever toothpaste brands might emphasize whiter teeth, fresher breath, or greater sex appeal, its ads in Africa take a more educational approach, emphasizing healthy teeth. Price. Uniform price globally. Might this be too high in poor countries and not high enough in rich ones? Charge a rate which fits what consumers would bear. This strategy ignores differences in the actual costs from country to country. Use a standard markup of its costs everywhere. This approach might price the company out of the market in some countries where costs are high. Distribution channels. Figure 16.4, whole channel concept for international marketing. International seller, and there's an arrow going right, channels between nations, another arrow, channels within nations, and final user or buyer at the last. And this is the global value delivery network. Deciding on the global marketing organization, export department, international division, geographical organizations, world product groups, international subsidiaries, and then global organization. Exhibit 16.17, European household health and consumer goods producer Reckitt Benckiser as a truly global organization. Most of our top managers view themselves as global citizens rather than as citizens of any given nation. Reviewing the concepts, discuss how the international trade system and the economic, political, legal, and cultural environments affect a company's international marketing decisions. Describe 3 approaches to entering international markets. Explain how companies adapt their marketing strategies and mixes for international markets. Identify the 3 major forms of international marketing organization. And thanks for watching and listening, and good luck on the final exam.